Hello folks, hope you're well. So yesterday I had to phone up one of these phone companies, and while on hold they had music playing in the background. And well, it's the day before I actually phoned up, and yeah. No, probably it would have been yesterday because it's weekend, because there was no answer, so obviously too busy. And later on I tried to find out what the songs were, because I've come across them many times before, and it's like, okay. Well, when you phone up, you have these songs in the background, and one of them sounded like it was sung by Jess Glynn, but it wasn't. Another one sounded like it was sung by Dua Lipa, but it wasn't. It was sung by Becky Hill. The Jess Glynn one was sung by Justin Timberlake. It wasn't, but because it's muffled, when you hear it, when you're on hold, you can't really hear the voice that well. So I thought it was actually Jess Glynn singing the Justin Timberlake song. And yeah, so I finally got to know the songs. I finally got the songs, and oh, wow. Yeah, Justin Timberlake one's called Selfish. And for me, I love dancey sort of songs. I love songs with rhythm and that can bring joy. So dancing brings joy. So songs that have that sort of rhythm where you can dance to it, beautiful. Oh, and that has it. But also, again, listen to it and just imagine having that being played in a church. After you've spoken about who people really are, and how God loves you so much, and how he did all of this for relationship, and how we have a jealous God. And although that song is not a perfect song to explain that, it's a worldly version of that. It's a human version of that. And probably just about the closest we can get, or one of the closest we can get to how God would feel. And again, the tears were flowing because, it's going to be something like that gets through to people. It won't be a churchy song. It would be a worldly song talking about love. A proper love song. Not Ordinary Love by Sade. It'd be something like that actually breaks people. Certainly people that are led by the Spirit, or people that are of God, where the Spirit will react, and not soul people, but Spirit people. It's going to be something like that is going to break them. And being broken is a blessing, it's not a curse. So so it looks like I found another song. So so songs are so incredibly important. Well, I say danceability, you need joy, so therefore having songs that you can dance to is very important. But having songs that do that to you, where the message in the song is, and you can sense it's either you to God or God to you. So, oof. And that's why it makes me laugh when people saying, but can you still have worship if you're not in a church? Oh my God, you can have far better worship if you're not in a church. Far better worship. Of course you can. Jeez, because really any song can be sung to God. Any song that you love. And worship is about love. In church, very, very rarely, and only in certain churches, are you ever going to have worship. On my own, it's just between me and God. And when it's just between me and God, it's love. Every time. I don't know of any church that can do that. Well, as I've said, I've spoken about churches where the music was good and where the worship and the praise was brilliant. But they are few and far between, really. Yeah. Well, that's something I would love. That's something I've thought about in the past. I would love to get better, have the worship better, have the people lead in worship, understanding what their blinking job is. You have too many times when the people doing worship think it's all about them. Yet they're the ones getting emotional. They're the ones doing it. It's not about you, you morons. It's not about you. It's about you helping the people in the seats in front of you or standing in front of you to look to God and to sing with their heart. You know, to worship in ways and to praise in ways that they'd never imagined they could. It's your job to help them to do that. To connect with God in new ways through worship and through praise. It's not about you connecting with God. Do that in your own private thinking time. If you do not understand that your job is in ministry, then stop thinking while doing it. It's like a pastor thinking that his teaching is all about him. Or a teacher thinking that. They shouldn't be in the position if they think that. But that's what I was thinking in the past. I'm still very passionate about it, as you can understand. Well, yeah, as you can hear. But, yeah. So that's for church to deal with. Yeah, my position, my job is not really church. It's, yeah. It's helping people to walk. Teaching people how to walk as a son and, you know, how to have that. Well, as I said, if you're talking about worship, how to have that private worship. How to have that. How to basically worship God in everything you do. Again, never try. Yeah. Folks, it brings tears to my eyes just at the idea that people are trying so hard. They're trying so hard to have some sort of connection with God. You've got to let all the barriers down. You've got to let him in and let him in fully. He won't come in partially. You're going to do that thing that, you know, they did in offices. You've got to fall back and you've got to be caught. Yes, it's risky. Yeah. Yeah. Well, as I say, it's like the good little Christians, they do all this stuff, to try and look. And if they just understood it's not about what you do, really isn't. As I said, just having that understanding that God did everything that he did, and it's all about relationship with you. If you can just understand that, it's all about relationship. So, yes, on this Sunday now afternoon, I wish you well. And I will see if I can find that song on YouTube so I can link it. So, yeah. You take care. And have a dance. And enjoy. Bring joy to your life. Speak to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.